Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our well together topic for this afternoon is reframing positivity. So, positivity can be very powerful. When we're facing a challenge, we reflexively or often hear it's best to gear up and be positive. Visualize, channel, find the resources, and do what's needed. We know that being positive affects our physical health, our mental health, our mindset, our energy, our motivation, and so much more. Positive thinking improves our outcomes. Engaging that half full outlook lightens us and can give us the opportunity to find joy. When we take what we have and make the best of it, it can feel good and empowering. It's the projection of light at the end of the tunnel, an assurance that it won't always be dark. But here we sit coming off of 2020, still struggling in 2021. Is positivity really the right word? As we acutely learned this year with COVID, positive can be very negative. Life isn't always a bed of roses, and it seems superficial to talk about tips for positivity without acknowledging the current realities. It's a hard time, and the degree of difficulty may vary with our circumstance, our experience, our vocation, and more. But clearly, for everyone, there are new realities that come with the pandemic and this troubling time in our history. Please know that wherever you currently are on the scale of optimism, it's appropriate and your emotions are valid. We can't simply gloss over how we feel. This, of course, applies in a pandemic or any other time in life. Positivity can have its perils and problems too. There's a newish phrase, toxic positivity, which refers to an overly optimistic and unrealistic attitude. This can perpetuate a narrative that everything is fine or will be when this may simply not be the case. Toxic positivity negates the important and essential acknowledgement and expression of our negative feelings, which are needed to feel validated and even to overcome adversity. Negative feelings can't just magically go away. We need to process and release these feelings through healthy channels, hopefully exercise or talking to a friend, therapy, mindfulness. Otherwise, these feelings simmer and can fester and eventually lead to unhealthy behaviors such as overeating, drinking too much, or simply just neglecting ourselves. So we often cite the phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And sometimes this is exactly what we need to hear. But sometimes this may not be realistic or within our ability to control, and we simply must confront the sour lemons. Nora McInerney, on her podcast, Terrible, Thanks for Asking, says, the pressure to make lemonade puts an unreasonable expectation on us as humans. It perpetuates a narrative that says it's all in your head or at least all in your control. And it is not. Further, noted psychologist Susan David offers, if we think about toxic positivity in its most salient form, what is it? It's an avoidant coping strategy. It's avoidance. When you're telling other people just to be positive, you're basically saying to them, my comfort is more important than your reality. And we're also saying to them, there's no space for your humanness here. Further, Dr. Keltner, who was an advisor to the 2015 Pixar movie Inside Out, offers, one of the things I really resonated with is that we have a naive view in the West that happiness is all about the positive stuff. But happiness in a meaningful life is really about the full array of emotions and finding them in the right place. And I think that the subtext of the movie is that the parents want Riley just to be their happy little girl, and she can't. She has to have the full complement of emotions to develop. You need sadness, you need anger, you need fear. We need to be very careful not to dismiss or invalidate our own or other people's feelings in the quest to be positive. So, without being toxically positive, how can we make our mindset work best for us? First, I'm going to talk about what we can do for ourselves. And then next, I'll get into what we can do for others. So, first, for us, and I'm going to kind of go through this quickly, but hopefully it'll sink in. First, it's important to feel okay with not being okay. No one is authentically happy all the time. Next, be open with your feelings. We all have a full range of emotions. It's not realistic to have positive emotions only. My son said it well to me earlier. He said, it's about finding balance between staying positive and letting yourself show emotions like being sad. You need to be truthful with how you feel. Don't try to bypass, suppress, or ignore what's real and hard. Rather than blind positivity, aim for grounded optimism. Important reminders are to be honest with yourself and be persistent. Align your behaviors with your goals. Also, look for meaning in what you're doing. Create healthy habits. Savor small things. Celebrate tiny victories. Look for the perspective and balance. Recognize what is and what is not in your control. It's okay to not have all of the answers. It might, in fact, be helpful to remind ourselves that we can control how we react to a situation, but not all of the circumstances which created it. Half full can be helpful. Once we've acknowledged what's real and true, a positive mindset and reframe can really be our pivotal ally. So, of essential note, the above things I've just mentioned are all things we can work on. For me, I'm actually normally a very positive person. On VIA or Clifton Gallup or High Five strengths tests, positivity is almost always one of my biggest strengths and highest character traits. A helpful aspect of this is that I can usually usefully engage a positive mindset, which is different than just the ability to just be cheerful. I do love good vibes, but I know that it can't be good vibes only all the time, even though you may often see me wearing a tie-dye t-shirt that says so. But recognizing where we are on the half empty and half full perspective can be helpful because it is something that we can affect. While positivity can be an innate characteristic for some, don't lose hope if it's not to you because it can also be a learned behavior. Consciously shifting to a growth mindset can be very helpful. A growth mindset can occur when we believe that our intelligence and our abilities can be improved with effort and the right strategies, as opposed to a fixed mindset, which can be stuck, more fearful, and risk averse. There's wonderful research on developing a growth mindset. In our practice, well together, we use and demonstrate growth mindset reframing as a concrete and helpful tool. Another powerful influencer on our positivity is resilience. Resiliency and knowing that we have the ability to overcome, recover, or adjust to change also works to build a positive mindset. The more we build and recognize our resilience, the better we can adapt to stressful situations and take positive action. So, another thing that we can do for ourselves segues me into what we can do for others. This can meaningfully help with our perspective and our hope. Doing for others can involve a myriad of opportunities, such as volunteering. Volunteering can create hope and empathy, which helps to increase our own positive mindset. We at Well Together have many suggestions for volunteering, so please do reach out or ask us after if you're looking for new inspiration and new ideas. We have plenty. Because we know that helping others also helps ourselves. And while our true motive is usually empathy and concern, self care is definitely an added bonus. So, further, in terms of helping others, what can we do for our friends, our family, our coworkers, or neighbors who we know may be currently struggling on the optimism scale? Well, we think that connection is key, and we know that's something we all need. So reach out, have conversations, text, call, FaceTime, or visit safely. And in these interchanges, recognize that who you're talking to may really need a listener. Ask questions, acknowledge their feelings, really be an active listener. Instead of yes, but, try to say yes, and instead of something like everything happens for a reason or cheer up, both of which can sound dismissive. Maybe offer, can I help? Or do you want to talk about it? Practice willingness to sit with the discomfort of negative feelings, yours as well as others, without trying to fix it. Sometimes just sitting in silence or with music or TV in the background is helpful. Listen, validate, and be there. This is a way that you can positively make a difference to someone else's mindset. But now, circling back to where we started, being clear, being positive does have a clear and undisputed benefit. I like to think of it as a positive mindset or positive thinking that we're striving for, not just that perceived cheerful, make lemonade disposition. When we're able to engage a healthy, positive mindset, there's a definite and strong link between our positivity and our physical and mental health. In fact, Johns Hopkins research tells us that a positive outlook correlates with being a third less likely to have a heart attack. And additional studies have found that a positive attitude improves outcomes and life satisfaction across a spectrum of conditions from traumatic brain injury to stroke to brain tumors. It helps with stress relief, mood, coping skills, and managing disease. But the trouble can sometimes lie in what we've mentioned above and making sure that our positivity is authentic and realistic, and that we're also allowing ourselves to feel that full complement of our emotions. When it isn't second nature, a positive mindset is a skill that we can successfully work on. Even in the hardest of circumstances, if we can tap into strength, resilience, empathy, and the belief that we can affect change, we can engage our positive mindset positively for our well being. Thank you so much for joining us. And please know that if you are struggling with maintaining a positive mindset, feeling stuck, or just need a reboot or to architect a new strategy, reach out and schedule with us. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Engage with us any way that you find meaningful, but know that we're in this together. We're here for you, and we definitely believe in being well together. So thank you for joining us for this portion, and we look forward to talking with you more and seeing you soon.